perhaps this brings us to a bit of a speculation, Christoph, of how this thing will Tuchel work out. I mean, Tuchel is a good manager, is a great manager, but he's not always gelled particularly well with his superiors. Do you feel that we might see a scenario in the summer, for example, where Tuchel says, I want this formation and I need this in the player, and Bayern will feel, I'm not sure about this player, we already have a player like this or whatever, and that actually things will go a little bit less harmonious than perhaps anticipated?
My interpretation of Tuchel and his superiors would be, Tuchel is a guy who accepts others that he sees as equal professionals, or that he expects their knowledge, their quality, and so on. So he is not interested in this, in hierarchies and so on. But if he finds somebody he accepts because he's good, or in the case of Chelsea, what's the name of the, wie heißt die Frau nochmal?
Marina
yeah.
Granovskaya.
Or in the case of Marina Granovskaya at Chelsea, a woman that he accepts, it all goes smoothly because there are no problems. So it will be interesting to see if he goes on well with Salihamidzic, with Marco Neppe. I think he won't have to do too much with Oliver Kahn and so on, but let's see. So I think it's an open question, because he is not the kind of guy who easily fits into the hierarchy. That's true.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it'll be interesting to see how it works. I don't think Tuchel is somebody who is so stubborn that he doesn't know how to adapt, that he doesn't learn, that he doesn't become more mature as a person. I think he's learned a lot from his mistakes, both when it comes to leading a dressing room, but also dealing with his superiors. So at least for the time being, there's a big honeymoon period. What's going to be interesting is that I think he was so happy at Chelsea because Chelsea left him alone. There was no one ever at Cobham looking, what is the training like? What do the players feel? What do they think? Marina was in London. Roman was I think in Israel or in Moscow, and they just let him get on with it. At Bayern, it's going to be different. Salihamidzic is always around. The players are always talking. Kahn said he's talking to the players as well. And Tuchel will have to deal with that. And they're former footballers, so they feel that they have an idea of what's going right, but also what's going wrong themselves. And that's going to, I think, make for some interesting discussions. In the past, Bayern's strength was that they could actually contain these differences and even arguments when it came to Uli Hoeneß and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge in an environment where somehow the thing still works without blowing up like it did at other places. Let's see if that can work with Tuchel in charge as well. It's going to be really fascinating.